Hello and welcome to all you Geminis. Welcome for your monthly horoscope for Gemini in general, very general, for December 2015. How are you doing, you Geminis out there? Because November was a very challenging month for all the mutable signs, Gemini, Sagittarius, Virgo and Pisces, because so much was going on with Saturn and Neptune. Remember, the Saturn, which is the realist, and Neptune, which is the idealist. And you can't have either one or the other. You must have both in your life. So you as a Gemini, who is such a flexible sign actually, and that's what I like Gemini so much, because they can, they can deal with that. If there's a sign who can deal with all these different energies, it's you. And so you want to get real. And you also want to have your dreams. You want to get real in relationships, you Geminis, and Neptune in your 10th, you want to have those ideals when it comes to your homework environment. So, but what is the most important thing for you during the month of December? Two things. First of all, I think the new moon, because this new moon relates to what's been going on last month and is going to happen next year as well. And this new moon is a Sagittarius. It's in your opposite sign. So there is a new beginning there when it comes to relationships. Now, because that's what a new moon is all about. A new moon is about some endings and new beginnings. Does it mean an ending of a relationship? No, it can simply mean a renewal. You taking up or you picking up a relationship again. That was a bit like this. For some of you who were in a very bad relationship, yeah, it can mean an ending of a relationship, especially around the 11th of the month. And for others who were single, it can mean something new is starting here. Something new is starting here. So whatever it is, depending on your context, there is something new starting. There is a new freshness, you could say, when it comes to all your relationships one-to-one. So not only a love relationship, also with clients, also with business partners, or if you are single, with a significant person in your life. There is like a new beginning coming, and that is good, because now you can continue. There is something new you can start, and that has to do with that Saturn-Neptune square. So the Saturn you're working hard for relationships, you Geminis. You really are. You're taking your responsibility. Saturn in the 7th house is not easy. It means responsibility is there. Responsibility is in relationships. And I would lie if I would say, oh yes, it's all floating around, especially the Gemini risings that I'm talking about now. So it's commitment. It's maybe, and with commitment I mean not marriage or something. It could mean that, but it can also mean like a child that's coming, and so you need more, you need to be very responsible in your relationship, something like that. And but on the other hand, there is the Neptune there. There is this idealism that you want to incorporate in your work and home family. There is this dissolvement going on there that you cannot escape, that is better that you not run away from. So very important to integrate this Neptunian. If you are the kind of person that doesn't know, what about work? I don't know where I'm heading at. What about my home life, my family situation? Where am I heading at? This is exactly where you need to be, as strange as it might appear. Because that's what Neptune wants. Neptune and the universe or God wants you to see different levels. Maybe another job, maybe not completely different, but with more compassion, with more understanding there. Or maybe a move could be done. Or maybe the situation when it comes to family is dissolving, and it's better not to be too tight when it comes to that, and so on and so on. So these things are going on with the Geminis in general. Now the good thing that is, there is this tension going on with Mars. I want to talk about that first. Mars is in Libra, and that is a fellow air sign. So for you, what I'm going to talk about is more in a positive way. Although it is a bit of a stressful aspect, you will encounter it more in a positive way, because Mars is in your 5th house. Wow, for the single Geminis amongst you, because Mars is about I'm asserting myself. I'm building up and building up, and now I have to show who I am. That's Mars. In an aspect to Uranus, in an aspect to Pluto. 5th house, romance, children, creative projects. That's in a nutshell. But you want to, it's like you've been building up things, and now it's going to come out, you know, the first 2 weeks of the month. I don't think in a negative way. It's just like if there were things that you've been building up, maybe you are single, you've got an eye on someone, assert yourself. That's the message here. Because there is a bit fear involved, and do it in a bit of an unusual way. What you used to do in connecting in relationships, in you romance, do it in another way. The same with your children. So maybe there is a bit of stress there when it comes to your children, and now you're saying, look, you're asserting yourself. Now you're saying, look, this is what I think, and you've been building up and building up and building up. So and then you can go on again, because that's the energy of the Mars there. The Mars wants to break through now. And because, again, a lot of people have been building up. But as I said, for you, it's a Mars that is trining your Gemini energy, so I don't think it will be too much of a problem, especially when you take into account what I just said before. If you're dealing with that Saturn, Neptune in a good way, in other words, dealing with the realism and the idealism at the same time, you cannot go very wrong, I think, because this is making very good aspects to that new moon, this Mars here. On the other hand, the very easygoing energy is Venus. Venus is making all kinds of positive aspects with Jupiter, with Neptune, with Pluto. It's having a good time, Venus. Although it is in Scorpio, very, very deep. And it's in your 6th house. The house of your work. It could be your day-to-day work. It could be your health. It could be your routines that you're doing. You're having a bit more enjoyment there. It's not the fanciest place to be, the Venus there, but maybe if you are single, you're going to meet someone at work. Could be the case, and it's going to be very deep, very intense, and long-lasting. As well, because our opportunity for long-lasting, because this Venus is connected with Pluto, which is very strong commitments, and Venus is also connecting with Juno, which is the planet of commitment, which is the planet of fairness. So depending on your context, you are going to be very committed to work, to your day-to-day routines, to your health a bit more. So if you want to improve your health, it's a very good month to do so. I know it's a bit of a crazy month for some of us when we have that, the Christmas time and New Year's Eve and all of that. But it's for you a good time to spend some enjoyment and easygoing time when it comes to your health. So having said that, I wish you a very good month. Thank you for watching. If you want a reading, just get in touch, and I wish you a very, very truthful month there. Bye-bye.